Hi everyone and welcome back to Candicia Creations. So as some of you may know, I've been feeling real creative for a little while now. So I've just been trying to find different ways to express my creativity every day. Something that I've wanted to do for a long time is to create a painting. So I bought some canvases. I already had acrylic paint because I use them for nails sometimes. And I decided to do a portrait of my baby girl. So I started off by sketching a picture of my daughters. I also added in some butterflies and flowers on the bottom left hand corner, which you can't really see in this shot, but I wish I hadn't added those in, to be honest, because they just added extra unnecessary work. So I've never done anything like this before. I've never done a portrait or a painting. I can't even remember the last time that I actually drew a full face. I normally just draw half faces and then I get bored and I move on to something else. So I didn't really know what to expect. I have a little bit of experience using acrylic paint just on little nail designs, but really not that much experience, to be honest. So I watched a couple videos on YouTube to get an idea of where to start off. I really didn't know what to expect, and to be completely honest with you, I completely underestimated the amount of time that this would require. It takes a lot of work. This video is probably going to be around 16 minutes long, but what you're seeing is around 10 hours worth of work. The advice that they generally gave was to mix the colors to create the darkest shades, the lighter shades, and the shade in between beforehand, and then to start off by just adding in blocks of color. So when you're painting, you're not painting in details straight away. Or what you should do, or what I did, is just add shapes of color. So around her forehead, where I added the contour, I just did like a semicircle of contour around her forehead, and like not really worrying about blending colors in together or anything like that, because when you start to layer the colors up, they just start to blend. You can blend them all afterwards, basically. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really take all of their advice. I kind of just took the basics, like mixing the skin tone and starting off with the darkest shade. But then I kind of just did my own thing, because I'm me. I like doing things my way, and the way how I learn is by doing and by making mistakes. One of the mistakes that I made was instead of applying just a little bit of the contour shade around her face, I ended up making it her skin tone. So I ended up having to put loads of layers of color on top of her face to lighten it up, because obviously I wanted the painting to look like my daughter and be the same complexion as her. And one thing that I found was that you can't just add a lighter shade on top and expect it to just become the color that you want it to. It's quite similar to doing makeup, in a sense where, like, for example, if you put foundation or concealer or setting powder on your face and it's too light, it's gonna look a little bit grey, and you have to go over it with warmer shades to warm up that color and make it look more like a natural color, rather than just a color that's just been put on top of your skin. So that's what I had to do with this painting. I had to just keep adding layers and layers of warmer shades on top of the contour color, while still trying to lighten it at the same time, so she didn't just look grey. So yeah, if I'd gotten the colors right to begin with, then I probably would have saved a little bit of time. But as I said, this was a learning process for me, and it turned out really good. It turned out a lot better than I expected it to. It's still not finished. I still need to finish painting it, but I had to upload this video first because I ran out of space on my camera and on my phone. By the way, I've opened an Etsy shop where I'm selling press-on nails. which are all high quality and handmade by me. So if you want your nails and your hands to look real good, because you know you can't go to the nail salon right now and get no acrylics, then you need to go to my Etsy shop and buy yourself a press-on set. They are currently discounted, but they won't be for long because, boy, I need to make some money. But they are reusable. You can use them as many times as you want, as long as, well, as many times as you want within reason. I can't be putting false claims out here like they're gonna last you years. But as long as you take care of them, they will last you a decent amount of time. So yeah, I'm gonna leave a link to my shop in the description box below. Most of the brushes that I used to create this painting are from a set that I bought from Hobbycraft, I think. I'm going to check and leave a link in the description box. But this brush that I'm using here to do like the fine details, like the hairs in her eyebrows, the hair strokes, her eyelashes, and details in her lips, I actually customized myself. It came in a set that I bought from Amazon, a nail art set. It's really cheap. And I wanted a really thin brush and it was a little bit too thick, so I just cut off some of the hairs around it. I'll leave a link to that in the description box as well, but just be aware that the brushes that you get are not going to be this thin. So if you want them to be this thin, you either need to order this type of brush in, I think, a size 0, or you have to cut it yourself. It does come with 2 of these brushes, so if you mess one up, you've got another one to try again on. But I mean, it's really not that hard to cut it. You just need to try your best to cut around and leave like a circle of bristles in the middle, if that makes any sense. The lighting in this part of the video isn't great because my hand or my arm coming in front of the camera was blocking the sunlight. I didn't realize at the time, and there's really nothing I can do about it now, so I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So that is all for part 1. I hope you've enjoyed watching me paint my beautiful daughter. I will be uploading part 2 as soon as I finish this painting, which I'm gonna go do now. So keep an eye out, and yeah, bye.